What's going on, bottom line viewers? As Dylan is eating his chips, we are ready to begin another Monday Night Raw review on February the 27th, 2017. It is the Bottom Line View. I'm Mitch. There's Dylan. There's Kevin. We are all here to review Monday Night Raw. And this is the go-home show for Fast Lane 2017.
Literally.
The show go home. Yeah, literally go home when you watch this. Like, don't watch it. Just watch the reviews. That's what we always say. If it's not a good show, we'll tell you right off the top. Don't watch the show if you have it recorded. Just watch the review. Right, Kevin?
Oh, this was just one of the greatest SmackDowns ever.
SmackDowns, yes.
This was excellent. This was excellent. Oh, wait, this was Raw. Damn it.
So, yeah, just like Kevin said, was this Raw? Was this SmackDown? Was this, a kid show? I'm not sure. But we're going to get into it. Of course, we had Goldberg come on the show because he needed to confront the champ and a lot of other crap. We had Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman. And the way I can explain this show to you people very quickly is like a book where somebody just reads the beginning and the end. That is literally all you needed to do on tonight's episode of Raw. Watch the beginning and watch the end. That is literally all you need to do with Raw on, the 27th of February right now. So we're going to break it down to you guys, tell you how much it sucked and so on. Hopefully we can get something good out of it, and hopefully we can get somewhat excited for Fastlane, but it doesn't appear to be a very exciting pay-per-view. So, guys, what did you think right off the top of this episode of WWE Monday Night Nap Time?
Okay, so last week, for everybody that didn't watch, I was not here for this review. And these guys got to watch a good episode of Raw, which usually doesn't happen. So I joined back on this week because work dictates I don't need to be there. And guess what? The show was shit. So, logic pertains that if I'm on review, Raw will be shit. This show.
Because you miss one review and you get the one good show.
The one good show. Strowman's big show. Kevin Owens actually cutting a good promo. Like, it was crazy, man. So I come on tonight and I see 2.5 hours of absolute filler. And I'm like thinking to myself, we're a month away from WrestleMania and we're having Big Show versus the Shining Stars, Titus O'Neil versus Sheamus, and freaking The New Day in their segment. What is this? What is this?
Okay, to explain it in casual terms, what happened on tonight's episode of Raw was basically the equivalent of having the two big matches at the beginning of the end. So you basically had, you had Batman fight the Joker at the beginning and the end, but you had Robin fight Poison Ivy for the rest of the movie. Oh. Like, what was the point? There was no build up to the rest of the actual stuff that's going to happen on your pay-per-view. It was just absolutely ridiculous.
That's 6 days away, by the way. And we build up to 2, maybe 3 matches. Oh, God.
Arian says that Dylan is the curse. Dylan is a sacrifice. Jay says I was falling asleep. We will get to my nap mid-Raw in just a little bit because that did actually happen. All right, let's get into the opening segment. Unless Kevin wants to add something brilliant to the conversation.
Well, anything I say is obviously brilliant, Mitch. We all know this. I actually forgot Lane was coming up because I don't recall what this show built. This show did not build to Fastlane. This built to WrestleMania. They almost forgot about Fastlane.
They didn't even build the main.
They almost? Question mark?
There's only two. If I understand correctly, there are only 2 matches to fill 3 hours of our time. So Strowman and Reigns, you better go for a long time because.
Yeah, are there any other matches? As far as I know, they built up to 3 matches on this card.
Okay, so what I can remember, this is what I'm remembering. So you got Enzo and Cass versus the club for the tag titles.
But did they build that?
No.
Okay.
Charlotte versus Bayley for the women's title. Did they build that? No.
Not really. No.
No, but kinda, but not really. Nia Jax versus Sasha Banks. Did they build that? Yes, but it's over the women's title. What the fuck? Strowman, Reigns, Sami Zayn, Samoa Joe, which they built out of blue hell. And you know what? I think that's it. Oh shit! I almost forgot the Universal title match. Holy crap, that's really depressing. So yeah, that's your card. Congratulations. If this had been $50 3 years ago, I would have told WWE go fuck themselves. Honestly.
All right.
I'm going to propose a thought.
Okay.
A little bit later on, because I've come to a conclusion. I'm going to propose a question later. A thought-provoking question.
Arian says that Raw is so depressing. Yes, it is, and it makes it very hard on us to watch the show and then review it for a maximum of about 5 hours. So let's talk about Goldberg, because Goldberg's one of the more positive and intriguing and fun things about Raw week in and week out when he is there. The part-timers provide a spark to me and happiness inside. So we see Goldberg come out. He gets some Goldberg chants, of course. And then he talks about the fake KO. He talks about Kevin Owens, not the real KO, the one that is with us today.
That's right.
Kevin Olenek.
That's right.
He talks about Kevin Owens and what, Kevin Owens does best, that is talking and talking and talking. He says that he'll spear Kevin Owens, he'll jackhammer Kevin Owens, and then he'll get the 1, 2, 3. Goldberg will become Universal Champion and take it to WrestleMania to face Brock Lesnar. He says that he will deliver on his promise because he always delivers on his promises. Owens then comes out. Goldberg is constantly laughing and clapping at the opponents that he keeps on naming, which was actually pretty funny when Goldberg was doing that. I was laughing. He named Cena, he named Rollins, he named Reigns, etc., etc., etc. He then said that Jericho does not matter because he's just Chris Jericho. That was good. That was a good line. He then says, no matter how loud they chant your name, you're next. That's right. You're next.
9 o'clock.
You're next it's 9 o'clock. You're next in the evolution of Kevin Owens. Goldberg says everyone should give Goldberg says that everyone should give Kevin Owens a speech, or a round of applause for his speech, and says, why wait till Sunday? Because all you just said pissed me off. So let's fight right now. Owens then says, you want to fight right here, right now? Okay, let's fight in a street fight, Green Bay street fight. And he's like, nah, Green Bay doesn't deserve to see me fight. Very predictable finish to this. Then what happens is that he says Sunday the Goldberg chants will die. I like that last line. I thought both guys did a pretty good job here. We didn't get any physical contact between the two for this buildup, which is a little bit depressing, but I guess it's not the worst thing ever. That's kind of a nitpick. But for the most part, I have liked this buildup. It's really as much as you can do. I think it's pretty likely that Goldberg wins this match at Fast Lane. I think it's pretty unlikely that Kevin Owens does win. I just think that would be stupid, honestly, for Kevin Owens to win the match.
Okay, I want to start by saying I agree with you.
Okay.
That the title match should be Goldberg versus Lesnar.
Yes.
But I am thinking they're building to Kevin Owens taking the belt.
All right. How does that work?
Just the way that his last two promos have been, and this evolution of Kevin Owens, and sort of this affiliation with Triple H, and you're starting what seems like Evolution 2.0. Something is telling me that Owens is coming out with the belt.
I don't think it's going to happen. You can't sell me on the fact. You can't sell me on the fact. This is why, Kev, and this is why. You can't sell me on the fact that Goldberg comes back. He beats Lesnar in whatever the amount of time it was. Then he squashes him in the Royal Rumble, and then he's gonna go for the Universal Championship, and he's gonna lose to Kevin Owens.
He doesn't have to be pinned.
Brock Lesnar.
He doesn't have to be pinned. What Owens said in his promo last week is, I only have to outlast Goldberg.
So you're going to have Owens run around and then disqualify himself.
So Brock Lesnar will get in and attack him and beat him up.
But if you're Lesnar and you're going to face Goldberg, Why wouldn't you want the belt?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. But something is telling me that the Owens Jericho program is going to be the title program.
I don't think so.
I
would
would
say-
not do it. I think it should be Goldberg Lesnar, in my opinion.
And this will be our question to the chat. For those of you watching this right now, get in the chat. Let us know. Would you rather see Lesnar versus Goldberg for the Universal Championship, or would you see Kevin Owens versus Chris Jericho? Both can be, I guess, made a logical, response to this or argument. You can put your argument in the comment section why you think either or. I'm personally going with Goldberg and Lesnar. I think it makes more sense. It feels more like a WrestleMania match. And I think they can do more things off of that post-WrestleMania. Dylan, where are you going with this? Do you think it should be Goldberg and Lesnar, or you think it should be Jericho and Owens?
Well, I would say that Goldberg-Lesnar is obviously the bigger match, but what I've been seeing out of the last couple of weeks from Kevin Owens, they're trying to push him as some kind of thing with Triple H and everything. Kind of be weird to just have him be absolutely destroyed by Goldberg. Like, it would lose all that momentum that you've been getting for weeks, that he's been killing people. So, like, oh, here's this bright star, this rising star that Raw is trying to compete and make a new star, and then, holy shit, jackhammer. Like, so I
don't think, yeah.
But okay, hold on. You don't need to have Kevin Owens, guys, it's not real, all right? You can have Kevin Owens last in the match. You don't have to have
he needs to last a good long while. But then again,
it still doesn't get any credibility because he didn't win the match, right?
But you could build it to the fact that he doesn't have to win the match. If he says what he's going to do and that is last throughout the match, then that's already an accomplishment due to the fact that Lesnar didn't.
Okay, then Goldberg, the only thing I can say is that Goldberg can't squash him. If he squashes him, that's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Okay, I already know the answer because Fitty Trent told us. It's Lesnar versus Goldberg. In the chat, Fitty Trent says that Goldberg versus Lesnar would be the bigger match. So therefore, it is the bigger match.
Hey, Mitch, have you allowed Trent to be away from YouTube at all today? I really want to ask this because the poor guy has been posting videos the entire day.
No, that's the dedication that Fitty Trent gets. We're going to give Fitty Trent a round of applause.
Yes. Well done. Yeah.
Thank you, Fitty Trent.
The other thing that you could do is you could possibly do Owens wins at Fast Lane, and then Monday night, Foley in his last act as GM gives it Goldberg his rematch and squishes him there.
Either way, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think Jericho and Owens is going to happen. It just doesn't make sense.
As a title match, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, as a title match.
It's going to happen, but
Fitty Trent says he's a huge fan.
Legend.
All right, let's continue on. We'll discuss more Goldberg and Kevin Owens as the night goes on, even though they aren't on the show past this point.
God damn it.
So
there's no need for Mitch, come on. We need 2 segments of Shining Stars.
Are you saying we need 2 segments of Shining Stars?
We need 2 segments of Shining Stars and only 1 segment of Goldberg. Okay.
Okay, so we have Goldberg in the arena. Back to what I was gonna say. Goldberg in the arena. Kevin Owens is your Universal Champion. Chris Jericho is not in the arena, and you only have 1 segment at the beginning of the show. This says, if I tuned in for Goldberg, I changed channel. Done.
Yeah.
This creative was so stupid.
Yeah.
It's like planning out a meal, right? All right, I'm really hungry today. So I'm going to eat a granola bar, a bag of potato chips, and a cookie. Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't understand how stupid this company can be.
Okay, so just logically, I think any logical person would say, okay, we have a promo with Goldberg. Hey, Goldberg, could you do, a segment at the beginning and a segment at the end so we can have the fans stick around throughout the show to watch our shitty matches throughout the entire night? Can that not happen for us?
Bro, okay, I feel bad for the Green Bay fans, but I also feel like they were really shit at one point. But I'm like, if I was there in the audience, in attendance, would I give a shit about this match, or would I leave? Would I leave the show? I don't know. I'd be in a weird situation.
Because they don't have a thing. They don't even have a one of those classic like things that they put on the screen where it's like Goldberg later in the night. They don't even have that. Why don't they just have one more segment with Goldberg so those?
Why can't you do a sit-down interview with Goldberg about what Brock Lesnar said?
Yeah, but my point is, why don't they immediately after that have a little, okay, Goldberg's going to be on the show later, and then you have a segment later in the night in the third hour with Goldberg, so your second hour and third hour ratings don't drop the hell off. Why do you think this company's ratings suck? Because they don't have Goldberg stay for more than one segment. They have him at the beginning of the night, and then they just say, oh, Goldberg, you can go home now.
And how bad is it that your main event tonight? Now, I mean, the question I'm left with the question of what's the main event of Fastlane? Is it Owens and Goldberg or Roman Reigns Strowman?
No way they're putting Reigns Strowman last. No way.
Why do you have the contract signing last?
Maybe Goldberg.
Why is your Universal Champion on for one segment?
Game at 8:30. I don't know, but there's no way they're putting that on last. I mean, it's Goldberg.
Because they knew Kevin Shattenkirk would be traded.
Yeah, that's probably it. Yes, probably it.
Oh, we're going to lose viewers to Twitter.
Yeah.
Our
Okay.
YouTube channel, which you can subscribe to right now. It's that red button down there. You can just subscribe. Thanks.
Okay, let's continue on. I'm sure we'll get into more rants as the night goes on. New Day versus Jinder Mahal and Rusev. Initially, this match was, first off, New Day comes out. They get some ice cream chants. Of course, because that's their new thing is that they really like ice cream. Yeah. The New Day then says that they have a mouthful of magic, which is their ice cream. I think you can take that a number of ways.
Yep.
Then they
Are
do
there kids in this channel?
Then they do an Oscars joke, which was actually kind of funny and relevant. They did the whole Oscars thing where they screwed up who won the film of the year last night in the Oscar. That was that is a moment, just quick on the Oscars. That is a moment, I was watching that live. That is a moment that I'll probably won't forget for a very long time. That will stick with me because I was watching that live. I was like, holy crap, what the hell is going on? And I had to tell Dylan what happened. He lost his mind.
I was going crazy.
It was crazy.
So it was epic. So I like that they brought that into
it. It was a bigger botch than the Styles Harper Battle Royal botch.
I like that they brought that up because it is relevant. It's cool to see that. But then they have the whole Shining Stars. The only thing I don't like about this is because they had the Shining Stars come out and they were supposed to face them. And then because of this, they just have the Shining Stars wrestle on the show. It's one thing that it was funny that they did that spot and that moment in the promo, but then the bad side and the downside is that we have another match out of that, which ends up being the Shining Stars versus Big Show, which is an absolute crap fest.
Oh, we'll get to that.
So,
I'm gonna rant so fucking hard on that match. But
so we'll get to that. But the Shining Stars equal the Atlanta Falcons. They gave up, a 31-3 lead or whatever it was, 28-3.
Because if you do 28 plus 3, it's 31, 3-1. Warriors blew 3-1 lead in the finals. So that's how it works.
Yeah. So Woods does end up winning the match, going over Jinder Mahal. Jinder Mahal has, I think, never won a match in the WWE ever. So I don't know why he's still in the WWE. Kofi was hitting on Lana, who wouldn't, while the match was happening. And Jinder Mahal and Rusev have a little bit of a fight post-match. But this was absolute crap. I did not care whatsoever. I didn't even care that Lana was on the screen, and that is very bad. I also really like Rusev, and that is very bad. He has no more mask, which kind of sucks. So did they still call him Handsome Rusev, or what happens here?
They were saying Handsome Rusev on the show, so I'm imagining that they will still call him that for the time being.
What has Rusev done that has allowed him to be so buried for no in particular reason?
I don't know, other than the fact that he's married to a super hot chick. He is athletic. He is legit. He is a good talker, and he's charismatic. I don't know.
It's weird. Maybe, yeah, it's bizarre.
It might have something
It's
to do with the
bizarre.
fact that he outshined Shawn Michaels in a segment. I'm not sure.
That's true. You know, what you can go see that Gavin Stone movie.
Oh yeah, the evolution of Gavin Stone.
It's probably on Putlocker if you want to check it out.
Oh, yeah, Foot Locker, my favorite.
All right, let's go to Enzo and Cass backstage. Enzo talks about sliding in girls' DMs because of the championship belts that they're going to have. I always like the way that Enzo kind of performs his promos. It's different, a different style. He's very good at it, and it's enjoyable, and it's exciting, intriguing to watch. He talks about winning the titles this weekend at Fast Lane, and then Cass kind of slows him down, and this was kind of a different side of Cass we haven't seen too often. But it was basically Cass taking Enzo back to, you know, back to earth and saying that the club, you know, they've won titles all over the world, even though the fact that WWE refuses to really talk about that very much or build up the fact that the club has been good around the world. But, you know, whatever. As far as we know, the club are guys that are just bald guys that have Japanese wives, but whatever. You know, so Enzo and Cass are going to get ready for tonight's match. Cass is going to end up facing one of the club members. I'm not sure if he said who it was, but it ends up being Gallows. So yeah, and then Enzo says, do it for the fam. Whatever. Cool. Next, we have Cesaro and Sheamus backstage. They compare themselves to water. And then what happens is, okay, this is Rant Central right here. Okay, so we have Cesaro and Sheamus. Sheamus is a WWE guy. He came into WWE initially and never really went anywhere else. He is still in WWE. Cesaro was in the indie scene for a long time. He was in ROH. And who else was in ROH during his time there? Samoa Joe. Okay, so Samoa Joe and Cesaro meet up backstage, and then they immediately start talking to each other as if they know each other. The WWE fans that don't watch ROH, New Japan, TNA, NXT, they don't know why they're talking to each other in the manner they are talking to each other in. Why do they act like they know each other when this is a television show which is based around characters and storylines? Why am I having to explain this? Is just ridiculous. Samoa Joe and Cesaro have a conversation as if they've been enemies for 20 years. And then they talk about brass rings, making absolutely inside baseball comments about Triple H and Vince McMahon, brass ring comments. Only WWE hardcore fans would understand what that is about.
Marks, we'll get that one, yeah, nerds. That's all it was.
So, like, it's just, and then they talk about carrying Triple H's jockstrap. Like, this was absolute crap. I'm sorry. Like, it made no sense. It didn't have anything to do with either of these people. Why is Samoa Joe even confronting Cesaro when all he's been doing is attacking people? Why didn't he just attack him then? I don't understand what just happened in this.
And this isn't a complicated story to write either. Even if you want to go this direction, all you could go is like this. Hey, Samoa Joe, I remember you. You know, when I used to not wrestle here, I used to wrestle around the world, and you still act. You know, I saw you before. You were an asshole, and now you're an asshole. Not complicated. Okay, this was stupid. It really was. Like, he just walks up to Cesaro and Sheamus and boom, conversation. Like,
or if you're gonna do this, bring up the other promotions and stop dilly that. Like, they fought in other places before.
Yeah.
Like, remember, this is where it gets even more confusing because for some in particular reason, Mickie James has been gone for 7 years to God knows where.
Bro,
she's been in Timbuktu.
She's been in a coma, and then they just woke her up like, you got a WWE contract. Like, oh, God. So, you know.
And Sting was fighting for WCW and just disappeared for 10 years.
Yeah, at least.
Like, it's really, it's poorly selective when they do it. Like, if you're going to do it, go all in and do it. Like what they do with Cesaro. Oh, he's from Japan. Let me explain that a little bit. But, you know, other, like, just...
Why not have a video package? I don't know if you have the rights to do it, but you could easily just pay them. I mean, they could probably use the money.
Well, first of all, they're friends. Like, have a working partnership with ROH. So it's not complicated to get a video from them.
Yeah, so why don't you just be like, oh, I want some video packages for the matches of Cesaro and Samoa Joe or their moments in the company. Can we show this on Raw? Because it's to build up a match. But no, Raw and their creative team shows absolutely no effort to do that. When back a few years ago even, they would have tried to attempt that.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on.
Stephanie McMahon and Mick Foley are backstage. Stephanie apologizes to Foley. Stephanie is very bipolar. And then she says that Stephanie or that Triple H ended Mick Foley's career 17 years ago on this exact date, which was, I think they were referring to No Mercy.
It was No Way Out, Hell in a Cell.
Or No Way Out.
And this isn't, hold on, this isn't true. He didn't end.
But it's not true because Mick Foley came back and actually
he wrestled at the same fucking Mania.
His last match, yeah, he wrestled at WrestleMania 2000, and then he came back later on to feud with Randy Orton, and then he feuded with Edge.
And then he wrestled in that unknown company for a couple of times and actually won a title there.
Until 2000.
But they don't bring that up.
Yeah.
He's still in their history. He could have still gone to 2006. I don't understand how stupid that logic was, but this was awful.
Triple H ended your career 17 years ago.
This was
awful. Mick, you seem weaker and weaker. You are a shell of yourself, Mick. I actually like it only because they brought up the fact that Mick is an absolute pussy GM. That's the only reason I like it. Because she goes on to talk about you are a shell of yourself, Mick. You don't measure up to your expectations or my expectations. More pathetic than ever. I apologize. I put you in this position because this man that stands in front of me, I can barely stand at all. I thought it was actually pretty good writing. The performance might have been a little bit dramatic and over the top. I thought Mick did a good job of selling it, but I liked the direction of it. It might not have been the best executed segment ever, but I like the direction, and I'm more intrigued of Mick Foley because of this segment. So that's why I did enjoy it, because I was more intrigued to see how Mick Foley would respond.
Can I give you an example of why I didn't like this segment? Okay, so it's like an analogy, which you can call me the analogy master, by the way. So, somebody take his shot, right? Wide open three. That Steph Curry shot. That form is amazing, right? The form's right there, but it airballs. Okay, that's the segment. The direction of that shot was perfect. Had a nice little angle to it. And then, just falls. Okay, Stephanie McMahon must be taking some pills before the show or after, because everything she does outside is perfectly okay. But in that 3-hour span of when Raw hits 7 o'clock Central Time to like 10:10, everything gets spiraled into out of nowhere. I'm going to act like a bitch. Just yell at him.
Are you speaking on kayfabe?
Yes, of course I'm speaking.
I know. It's like they show like the same Raw. They'll like show Stephanie McMahon with like kids in a hospital.
Yeah, well, they'll be like Connor's cured and everything.
What they should actually do if they're gonna do that is have Stephanie go in with like a fake kid, whatever, and just have like an actor and have them like rip up the shirt or something.
I'd pay money to see that. I just don't get it. She just like one moment is like very happy, and then like, yeah, let's go, and then the next moment is like just berating a legend. Like, okay, I understand it's for story purposes, and I do like the fact that they're building to a Mick Foley Stephanie McMahon breakup, whatever that's going to entail. We don't know. Even Mick Foley. Money. I would mark out for that. And now whenever it happens, I like that they're going to build to something. However, this segment was terribly executed. So that's.
I liked it because of where I kind of see Dylan what you're saying, but it did lead to an important point at the end of the night. So.
So Kev is on my side.
Yeah, you know what I do? I have to admit, I'm getting a little tired of this Stephanie character. The same thing over and all she does is berate, and it's really, I'm getting tired of it. Like I'd like to see Stephanie change into something a little bit different. Like it's one of my big criticisms. One of the reasons that SmackDown is better than Raw is SmackDown tries to do something fresh and creative. At times they fail at it, but they try. It's the same Stephanie character over and over and over and over again, and this has been going on for 4 or 5 straight years of Stephanie.
But it's not the McMahons that are the ratings problem. It's everybody else, Kev.
I understand.
Never them.
Yes, it's my fault. I'm sorry. It's my fault for being tired of Stephanie's character.
Yeah.
Yes.
Come on.
The Riddler guy. Riddler is back. He says the WWE won't ever get better unless fans force them to switch shit up. Give them competition again.
We need ratings, damn it.
He's ashamed that TNA lost, but the Hardys are still there, he says. Well, I don't know, bro. I think they're leaving pretty soon.
Literally, they just tweeted today that they are not re-signing with TNA, so something could.
Yeah, there's still Lucha, ROH, New Japan.
Yes.
Yeah, not a fan of most of those, but you know.
Okay, the guy that you two don't like mentioned last night that the Hardys have said that they are available for dates in April, but not after April.
Well,
are you talking about the news source?
Yes, the news source said that they are not available for dates in May on.
Well, you know, the guy that gave that news source can go fuck himself. But in terms of that story, you know, the Broken Hardys are brilliant. So
Trent asked if these are the Hardy Boys that solve mysteries.
You know what?
No, they create mysteries, Trent. They create mysteries.
You know, I read
one like Riverdale.
Riverdale. Which, by the way, you can listen to Kevin's podcast of Riverdale.
Yes, it's going to be up tomorrow.
Plug.
It's going to be up tomorrow.
I love cheap plugs. Yeah, the Hardy Boys, the book. It's a great book, actually. I've only read one, but yeah.
You actually think that the Hardy Boys are going to have the same gimmick?
I don't know.
Okay,
they're going to wreck it.
The Broken Hardys was that they had a lot of creative control in TNA. I don't expect them to get a lot of this.
But you never know, though, because they could have agreed to that fact, though. Do you think the Hardys would have came back without this character, though? That's the question.
That's true, because they got one of the hottest characters in.
So they could have went, they could have went to Japan. They could have re-signed with TNA. They could have went to ROH, whatever it might be.
And Mitch but put out a very interesting match. I would love to see Hardy
post WrestleMania. Matt Hardy versus Bray Wyatt.
Yes.
What about Broken Matt versus The Undertaker?
The Undertaker is freaking retired, bro.
It would also be after Mania, so you have to wait till SummerSlam. And Matt's 5'10" and 100.
What about Broken Matt versus Finn Balor?
I'd kind of like that, but not.
I'd rather like Jeff
versus Finn would be a dope match. I like Matt for the character. So.
Okay, continue. I just think the promos between Bray and Matt half of them would be like, what the hell just happened? And then half of them would be like, that's the greatest promo of all time.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Could you imagine them talking smack? Oh,
talking smack, that'd be amazing. It'd be
like with the Miz
character, which is great.
With the Miz just blows up. He's like, I'm better than both you guys. Then he throws a water bottle at him.
Garbage on the freaking team. Oh. 5 stars, bro. Put that on television. You get more ratings than when Daivari showed up.
All right. We have Noam Dar versus Akira Tozawa. Back to the depressing Monday Night Raw episode. So all I have to say here is, oh my God, Alicia Fox.
All I have to say here is that I was listening to Drake back to back while this was going on. So I could not have cared less about this match.
I have a complaint about this match.
Okay, I just want to say what actually happened. So they have the Tozawa thing. He wins the match. Who cares? Okay, so Kendrick and Tozawa have a storyline, and the storyline is that Kendrick is giving lessons. I do actually like the fact that they're trying to implement a storyline with Tozawa and Kendrick. But like I've said, I don't care about the cruiserweights. I don't care about their matches. I don't care about their storylines. Put it on 205 Live. You have enough time on there to develop those. Get it off Raw. Thank you.
Okay, well,
Kendrick is awesome.
Kendrick's doing a good job, but the commentary on this was atrocious. Michael Cole doesn't understand. He was lost. He doesn't know what to say. He's like, so what do you think of Tozawa, Austin? Oh, what do you think of Tozawa again, Austin? You just asked that 2 minutes ago.
I can imagine Cole saying
and then Byron is like, oh, Bailey's inflatable tube match. Oh, this isn't Bailey's match.
God. Yeah. He did that in the freaking... Okay, there was like a backstage segment where New Day were handing out T-shirts to these two jambokes. And all of a sudden he's like, oh, the new T-shirts and ice cream and popsicles. I'm like, oh my God. Get this 5-year-old kid off my television.
You know what I've discovered, though? You know what? As much as we complain about Byron Saxton and what he does, the guy is directed to do this.
He is.
The whole tonight, one of the things that was most obnoxious was the 3-year anniversary of the WWE. Oh, do you guys know that you can get 9,000 hours of footage of this over the original SmackDown? And they're like all these making these faces and stuff, and I'm like, this is bullshit.
But bro, you can do this in a different way than saying it in the kid voice. You know?
Have you guys gotten to do this network?
He's directed to talking kid voice.
I understand that, but it's also like when we talk about wrestlers that we hate, we don't really hate them as a person. We just hate the character and the writing.
Yeah, I'm never talking about the person. I'm talking about the writing. I don't give a crap about the person.
No, if we're talking about persons, we talked about that certain writer. See, I don't like him, okay? Here, we're just talking about characters. So, when we go on to the WWE...
Are you talking about a DM again?
Yeah, DM. That's his name. But here on the WWE Network here, we got to talk about the WWE Network and how you download the WWE app on the Apple and Android devices, and how you can.
I wish they would do that just as a fucking troll to Dylan one time.
9,000 hours of content from the WWE and no TNA because that's not. Oh, we don't even know what that is. But
TN what? TN what, Dylan?
It's over here in the WWE
and asses. All right, let's continue. We have Mick Foley and Samoa Joe backstage. So what happens is that Mick Foley says again to Joe that he was his biggest fan back in 2002, and says that time has a tendency to change with all men. He says that Joe is now Triple H's puppet and that he won't stand for anybody disrespecting him. He is going to have a match against Cesaro tonight. Like, we didn't see that coming. Nothing much to say here, but just more of kind of the teasing of Mick Foley absolutely snapping later in the night and Samoa Joe being more involved on Raw. But again, so Cesaro and Joe have this backstory from this land, from a fictional, it's disconnected though. So Foley met Joe back in 2002, and Joe and Cesaro had battles all around the world, but where we don't know. Like, it's just, there's no consistency to that. Just be consistent. Rather introduce them as new or introduce them as something else. That would be like, that's like the NFL. Let's use the NFL or the NBA as an example because it's more current right now. LeBron James played for this team a few years ago in Florida and won some championships. Do you remember that? Kind of, yes. But we don't know. We can't say the team. All right. Let's continue on. We have Charlotte with Dana Brooke and Sasha Banks with Bayley in a promo. Goodness gracious. Okay, so Charlotte. I don't understand why you guys were not inspired by Bayley's dreams here.
We've heard it 6,000 times.
But she has a new dream. Dylan, she has a new dream.
Of the WWE back when I was a kid, all right? I had such aspirations to be one of the greats, and I won the championship. Oh, God, happy time, sparkle, fucking New Day shit. And then we got over here Charlotte that's always like, you cheated, and I don't need anybody to cheat. I'm 16-0 at pay-per-views, and I don't cheat, even though clearly she does, because that's the joke. Haha, get it. We're going to tell you that 1,000 times. But I don't cheat, and I don't do it, and at Fast Lane, I'm going to win. I'm going to be 17-0 at pay-per-views, because I'm Charlotte Flair, damn it.
You forgot that Charlotte is actually a cheater, and that she She showed the world who she really is because she won a match and didn't want to give her title back. So, she didn't do that. And then she actually should have won the Academy Award last night because she's such just a big biatch,
For the most, no, everybody in here should have won the Academy Award for best or most laughable performance on air for the 2016 year.
And then Charlotte says this, which kind of pissed me off. She called Brett Favre. She said Brett Favre is a one-hit wonder.
One-hit wonder.
Can somebody?
One-hit wonder.
Okay, Fitty Trent. I know you love Brett Favre, bro. Charlotte Flair said that Brett Favre is a one-hit wonder. What would John Madden say to that?
Oh, bad.
He's pissed. Look at this.
Roy.
Okay, let's look up how many. Okay.
Oh, you did only win one Super Bowl. That's the joke, but
I think that's the joke. But I want to show you how many. Okay. Okay. 11-time Pro Bowler. Okay. 6-time All-Pro. 3-time MVP. 4-time passing touchdown leader. 2-time passing yards leader. 1990s All-Decade Team. 508 touchdowns, and he's in the Hall of Fame.
Wait. God. Yeah, it's not a one.
Yeah, that was poor.
And then she puts Brett Favre in the same senses of as Buster Douglas
and Vanilla Ice, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
And then Sasha Banks comes out to try and take the spotlight away from Bayley, and what does she proceed to do? She does her same promo that she does every week. I thought Sasha Banks was from Boston. I mean, come on. You have freaking Casey Affleck win the Best Actor award at the Oscars, and then you have Sasha Banks from the same place.
Complete silence. Complete silence.
Yeah.
You can't even put it into words how stupid this product is.
Well, the Charlotte stuff is just
okay. I want to quote Kevin. It's just what? It's just
I just don't.
I can't even what.
They were not on the same page tonight.
When do they ever?
But
that reminds me of somebody. Paige.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe The Rock needed to call. Maybe they should have called CM Punk in this one.
Legend.
Like it's just, I mean, like if I'm a performer and I get the script, it's okay to ask questions. I'm sorry, excuse me, writer, why are you comparing Brett Favre to Buster Douglas? Who's Brett Favre? Google! Charlotte, come on. That was bad. That was bad.
And she was immediately, I think at the end she was trying to say Aaron Rodgers, but she didn't say the name.
Yeah, she started to go over there. By the way, she also does not know math because she said it was 40 days away from WrestleMania. And I was like, wait, hold on. So
yeah, wait a minute.
Someone
said 34 after that.
Yeah, so this wouldn't make sense anyways, because if there's 42 days, if there's 6 weeks, right? 7 days in a week, 7 times 6 is 42. That would land on a Sunday. 40 days would imply that you are on a Tuesday night. So, with that logic, it means that you think you are on SmackDown right now, which A, you're not as good to be on SmackDown, and B, this show is too stupid to write on a SmackDown level. So, no, your math is terrible. 34 days.
Okay, I want to go to Fitty Trent real quick. He's in the chat.
Legend.
Okay, he says, what? And then he says, no! And then he says, how dare she? He says,
what?
He says, Brett Favre taught a squirrel karate. And if you haven't seen that video, it's hilarious.
The best video I've ever seen.
And then he says that John Madden's favorite player is not a one-hit wonder. Well said, Kev. Listen, Aaron Rodgers is great, says Fitty Trent. Also, I'm going to repaste Kevil's podcast on Breaker.com. All right.
KEVOLE. I'm going to go grab a drink real quick because this shit was stupid.
Okay, so we have Charlotte and Nia Jax versus Sasha Banks and Bayley.
Wait. It was supposed to be Charlotte and Dana Brooke.
Oh, it's supposed to be Charlotte and Dana Brooke, but Dana Brooke is not in the match. And then we hear the music of I'm Not Like Most Girls.
I'm not like most girls.
Okay, I have not stopped complaining about this. It does not fit a theme of a badass woman. I'm not like most girls.
But you know what? I'm going to say something. It's not the worst theme music in Raw. It's coming
Cesaro?
up. No. Someone desperately will need some new theme music going forward.
What?
I'll tell you later.
Okay, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go walk to the kitchen, get a drink, and just contemplate how stupid this theme is. I'm gonna think in my head. Right.
Okay, this is a stupid theme, but there's a worse theme.
I'm not like most.
Okay, so once that happens, my question first is, why is Dana Brooke still with Charlotte?
Yeah.
Second, why is Dana Brooke not attacking Nia Jax? Third, why is Dana Brooke not attacking Charlotte? Okay, thank you. And then we get Nia Jax beating your champion when she is not facing your champion this weekend.
Yeah, she's going to face Sasha.
Great. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's going to turn on Bayley?
I couldn't care less. I mean, it's a woman winning a fake wrestling match, so that's all it is. Okay. Continuing on. Mick Foley and Braun Strowman. Strowman says that he wants a contract at Fast Lane because he needs to make sure that Reigns won't run away.
Huh?
This was really forced because when have we ever seen Roman Reigns run away?
Yeah, why did we need a contract? What is Braun?
I understand that Strowman's a beast and he thinks he's kind of like above everybody else, and that's kind of his character. So in a way, I could see you trying to make this make sense. But in the same way, when has Roman Reigns ever ran away? If there's anything that is good about Roman Reigns, and I actually like Roman Reigns, but a lot of people don't. I don't like the way he's booked. I like him. I don't like the way he's booked. But if there's something that's good about the way he's booked, it's that he doesn't run away from a fight. He never has.
Yeah.
His character has never done that. So why does he need a contract signing?
It's like booking John Cena in a segment. We're like, all right, I need to sign John Cena this contract because I know he's going to give up to me. Fucking stupid. By the way, did we gloss over the fact that Nia Jax pinned the women's champion?
Yeah, I basically said that, and my explanation was that a woman beat another woman in a fake wrestling match because I just don't care anymore.
So you're giving up all sense of hope at this point.
Yeah,
pretty much.
I still don't understand why Bayley has this belt.
I don't either. Well, she'll lose it in 6 days.
It was a big mistake.
She'll lose it in 6 days, Joe. Don't worry.
Yeah, it was such a huge mistake.
It was.
Oh, also, can I bring up the fact, because we're going to get to this in a little bit. I said this to Dylan. We have a Hall of Fame induction that myself and Dylan are going to. Her name is Beth Phoenix. She's going into the Hall of Fame this year. She is one of the best women's wrestlers of all time. I don't know where you would place her, but she's definitely a legend. She's going in the Hall of Fame. And she was sort of the equivalent character to Nia Jax. Oh, boy, how we have fallen.
Better than Nia Jax by a mile.
I mean, the same character, though, sort of.
Yeah.
I could just imagine JBL calling this. By a mile, Michael, you got Beth Phoenix on, Glamor's on, God. And then we got Nia Jax.
Fitty Trent says that Marcus Strowman is a good pitcher.
Yes. I quite have a disdain for him being in Texas, but yes, he is a good pitcher.
I predict he will not be with the Blue Jays by the end of the season.
Cass faces Gallows.
What the fuck?
Because we care.
This match is going to happen in 6 days. Be original.
No, this is the classic WWE matches building matches.
In what sense, in what universe is this acceptable? Because it sure as hell ain't in this one. Oh, we got a tag team match up here at the pay-per-view. So let's do for the next 2 weeks of build, because we love doing this. We're going to
sounds like who on the creative team sounds like Jim Cornette.
Jim Cornette.
Yeah.
You know what? Okay, I'll do Vince.
Okay.
Yeah, we need ratings. We got this tag team on the line for the Raw tag team titles. So we got this bland, generic Japanese team in the club, and then we have Enzo. What is it? A Forico, annoying Amore, and Big Cass. What are we gonna do? Damn it! Wait! I'm a genius. I got this. We're gonna do what we always.
No. He's the almighty filter. He's the almighty filter.
We're on the almighty filler, damn it. So I'm gonna have for the next 2 weeks, one man go against the other on the other team, and then vice versa the next week. Oh God, it's not gonna work so well. I'm Vince McMahon, damn it, and I'm the higher power. That's how it ends every time. It just I don't understand it.
Yeah,
I could just be like one of these like younger guys on the creative. He's like interested going into movies later. He's like, okay, so we have Cass. He's gonna get out. Enzo is gonna be with these chicks outside. And then Cass is gonna come in. They're gonna have a parking lot brawl because the club attacks them. And then McMahon's like, no, too much work. We're just gonna have Cass go over strong with a big.
It's like somebody working in journalism for like 10 years, and they've been going to classes and everything, and then the first article they get to write is, "What did Kylie Jenner do when she got out of her house on the night of?" Like it's the same thing. It's really depressing. I feel bad for all you aspiring writers trying to get into WWE. I don't know who you are, but I feel bad. You deserve more.
Well, you know who I feel bad for in a weird way is Anderson and Gallows, who lost to Roman Reigns last week. This is your tag team champions, by the way.
Well, they did lose to that's even worse.
And lost again tonight. There is no freaking reason that they win on Sunday. None.
Well, they're going to.
It makes no. I don't believe that they're champions.
What they're going to do, Kevel, is they'll have
You don't think the club's gonna win? I think they're almost like 90% gonna win.
I think they'll have a DQ finish.
They should not. They should not win. They're not.
I shouldn't say win, retain.
Yeah, because they'll have some kind of DQ finish, and then at Mania, we'll have a face tag team like Enzo and Cass win the belts. That's my guess. My prediction. But then
because then if you think of it from a Vince point of view, he'll be like, okay, so we won't have a great storyline going in this match, but everyone will forget that because Enzo and Cass won the titles because that will make them happy. It's like this. It's like the Zack Ryder shocking moment thing.
God, I still remember.
Yeah, I guess, but it just, you know what? They've ruined those two. They've just ruined those two. They need to get on SmackDown.
They were never good.
No, they are good. They are
in
good.
The WWE, they were never good.
They've been just given crap.
I know. That's what I'm saying. When were they good in the WWE?
They're good. They're good wrestlers, though. I do think that.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think unfortunately they've been given crap, utter crap.
All right, let's continue on. Seth Rollins has an interview with the Corey Graves. So this was really weird at the start. It felt like it wasn't scripted, and it was scripted at the same time. I couldn't tell because Seth wasn't speaking his words. Took him a really long time to get something under him and getting going, but he eventually got going and started talking about how his rehab is very intense from his injury. He says it sucks, and once he said it sucks, I thought it was going to go into a whole epic promo thing, but it really didn't. He just says that maybe I deserve this. 2 years ago I was holding the championship. I've been asking myself what I did to sacrifice for that, and I told the world I didn't sell out, that I bought in. I should have known better, and this whole redesign, rebuild, reclaim thing, it has to be better than what it has been, basically, is what he said. And And along the way, he lost sight of being better than he was before. And he says that it's his fault, and he's not looking great for Mania right now. It doesn't look like the doctors are going to clear him for that. And we get some CM Punk chants during this. The Rock does not come out. He does not call CM Punk
again. God damn it.
Okay, so
I'm going to defend the crowd a little bit here, though.
That's from Rollins.
Go ahead, Mitch. I'll wait till after.
I'll just finish it and then we'll talk about it. Triple H interrupts. He's God, so he's allowed to do so. He then comes out and he says that, Seth, it's good to see you. Last time I saw you, I think we'd never see you again. You know Joe, right? And you see Joe behind him, and we never saw him before. We're like, oh, I was like, whoa, okay, there's Samoa Joe. Triple H says that you will not be at WrestleMania. If you know what's good for you, you won't be at WrestleMania. He says that Rollins is just a beat-up, worthless superstar. He's never going to do anything like past this point. He's done, basically. And he says he's going to tell you what the answer is. And the answer is that this is the most pivotal decision of your career. Do not come to WrestleMania. Do not call me out at WrestleMania, Seth Rollins. If you show up at WrestleMania, I promise you, I swear to you, it will be the last thing you ever do in a WWE ring. Rollins screams Hunter and says, I have nothing left to lose. I will be at WrestleMania if it's the last thing I ever do. It will be the last. If it's the last thing I ever do, it will be the last thing you ever do. So I liked the ending when Triple H came in. The beginning was very lackluster and kind of disappointing. I just think that I'm going to say it right now. I said it before. I said it to Mike. I said it to Dylan. Seth Rollins is overrated. Hashtag sorry, not sorry. He is not that charismatic.
I will give you bonus points for naming a Bryson Tiller song because Bryson Tiller's great. But you're down to your opinion.
He's easy. Okay, explain to me what is so great about Seth Rollins.
I just like them. First of all, I think. Well, I wouldn't say wrestling because I know that you're not going to count that into the facts. I like the fact how he can deliver a promo as a face. As a heel, I just never really got it. But I'm liking his promos a lot lately.
He's not a good face. How is he? He's not over.
That's a problem. Which is weird considering he's supposed to be facing.
I mean, the writing is not helping him, but he's not doing anything for the writing. This guy, like his promos are kind of dull, kind of boring. He doesn't really scream charisma. I mean, there's a lot of other guys even right now that are a lot more charismatic than him. I feel like would be better faces than him. Sure, he can wrestle a good match, but when's the last time he wrestled a great match? And it's for as many people that want to criticize Roman Reigns, at least Roman Reigns puts on good matches.
I mean, Seth Rollins puts on good matches, but what I'm saying
but when's the last time he did that? I don't remember the last time Seth Rollins put on a great match.
I mean, it's been a minute, but like he hasn't had a lot of like opportunities to get a big match. I think this match will be quite well when it happens. But what I'm saying here is that this crowd was absolute trash the whole night. And I really got pissed off in the segment because they're trying to tell a good story for the first time all night. And then we just get CM Punk chants in the middle of what we're suspected to believe at the time is a real serious injury.
But Dylan, at the same time,
Triple H owned Seth Rollins in this segment. Owned him.
Well, that's comparing God to a piece of lettuce. I mean, it's God.
Seth, I don't know I didn't understand what Seth was doing. I was lost.
Well, because he was trying to act like he was a real injury. Like it was still going.
Naomi's acting on SmackDown was better. I'm sorry.
Well, I didn't watch it, so I don't know. But.
Like this whole guilt thing, I honestly thought he was like going back to I'm gonna align with Triple H. Like I was
getting that vibe as well until he said his last couple of lines. I was like, wait, is Seth Rollins gonna turn heel? Like, what is going on here?
Yeah, like I was like, is he gonna pull the Shawn Michaels? Is he gonna be this was all fake? And I'm wondering if that's still gonna be part of this.
That would be absolutely TNA bullshit right there if that was to be the case.
Well, they've done it before. I kind of liked the idea of the sit down and actually conduct a serious interview in front. I didn't mind the concept. I still don't know how Samoa Joe got to the back, but anyway, apparently if Triple H is God,
Bray Wyatt.
Samoa Joe is the Holy Spirit, apparently.
Well, he did a Matt Hardy.
Yeah. I don't think that I don't want to say he's overrated, but I'm not.
But what? Why is he not over? What makes him great?
I don't think he. I don't buy him as a face. Still don't.
Was he good as a heel though?
That was a lot on creative.
There was a lot. He was good in certain situations as a heel. I think that one of the problems was when he was champion, he lost a lot. People forget that. He actually he
it wasn't good booking at all.
It wasn't good booking. So I guess I came out of this thinking, I guess we're going to see Seth Rollins and Triple H at WrestleMania. I think we've come to the conclusion we're probably going to see that match, and Seth Rollins might go over. But am I inspired like the way that Shawn Michaels inspired everyone when he had that match with Triple H?
Yeah.
Which is, I think, the direction that they're trying to go with. No, I don't see it. And
there's only a selective amount in the crowd now that are completely buying Seth Rollins. It is supremely slimmed down.
And I think the fact that Seth Rollins has been hurt a couple of times, I don't think is helping this situation at all. And
the way that he's rebounded from those injuries.
Yeah. Like he hasn't like, I mean, it's an injury and it takes time to heal, and that's the reality of the situation, right? But that happens. But I'm not sold on. I'm just not believing that this guy is the inspirational comeback. I think they're trying to Shawn Michaels him, and he's not Shawn Michaels.
All right, there we go.
You know,
let's continue on. The Big Show versus the Shining Stars.
Holy shit, I got a rant. Oh my!
Okay. To quote a Rock promo, "When your music hits, all Rock fans turn to each other and say, 'I'm gonna go take a leak. This guy sucks.'"
Oh, God.
Hashtag piss break.
This was fucking pointless. Okay, so earlier on in the show, we've talked about how Shining Stars were going to have this match later on tonight with Big Show. This match happens. I'm expecting something big to happen because Big Show had a match last week against Braun Strowman. Didn't see the match, but I heard a lot of good things about it.
It was a great match.
And I heard there were some rumors that the Shaq match is not going to happen. So I was thinking we would have some.
And I'm pissed about that, by the way. What the hell? You have this freaking build-up. I guess it wasn't a huge build-up, but you have this rumors floating around and confirmed on your card that Big Show and Shaq are going to be there. I know a lot of people really aren't a fan of this match, but I was actually looking forward to it.
I would have liked them to actually.
I don't think it doesn't matter that it's not going to happen.
Well, yeah, but so I was expecting like, all right, here we go. We're going to have somebody big pop up and be Big Show's opponent to replace him. You know, maybe Strowman 2. Maybe we get that later on next week. But I'm like, so if this match is happening, something has to get accomplished. Big Show wins. Big Show's not an enhancement talent. He does not need to enhance his talent in 2017.
No, Big Show needs to squash guys.
This is not 1995. It's 2017. What is he going to accomplish by beating up these two jamokes? What was the fucking point of also wasting my time on this? God. That was the worst segment of the night. I don't care what anybody says. It was
a terrible segment.
It was the most mindless, pathetic excuse for booking all night, and it served no purpose. At least some of these were was bad talent or bad delivery, but they actually had a purpose. This had absolutely no purpose. So
it's a big slow.
Here's a big bad show tonight. You know, God, I would if I could sing his theme for 3 minutes. bro, it'd be more entertaining than this whole show.
And we like the Big Show, but what the heck is this?
I love the
This was so unnecessary.
my favorite big man of all time, but fuck. Gotta be kidding me, man.
Okay, let's continue on with more charisma.
Mm-hmm.
You'll get what I'm saying once I say his name. Tony Nese
Woo-hoo-hoo.
is backstage with Neville. Now I do like Tony Nese somewhat. I think he can work in the ring. He looks like a wrestler. He has a cool little character that they have not utilized whatsoever. And it definitely showed because once Neville went on his whole spiel about, getting Jack Gallagher and putting him in his place, which was actually really good because most of it he wasn't even looking at Tony Nese, which was the good part. Neville, of course, has been great since he's been a heel. But then Tony Nese responds with absolutely no charisma, acting like he's never even talked on the microphone before, acting like nobody has taught him how to perform on the microphone. He says that he will do what's best for the premier athlete.
I need to ask him where he met RVD and where he got the weed because it was just the most bland, yeah, man, I'm going to do what's best for me, the premier athlete. And I was like, how could you be more monotone if you even tried? I like Tony Nese. I've seen
Tony.
Pretty good stuff on the Cruiserweight Classic, which if you want to go check out those reviews, you can see on the Bottom Line View, even though it's been out of date, but still you can see me again. But I just don't get how you have this guy right here who's talented. He can go in the ring. He looks like a wrestler, which is key. He's 200 pounds, looks like a beast. And then you're over here yeah.
I didn't like the shot either. I don't understand. The shot of that was just weird to me. Were they talking in a mirror?
Mitch, you said you liked how Neville didn't look at him. I didn't. It felt unnatural.
I didn't like it. That looked really unnatural.
Okay, I kind of liked it. I don't know what it was.
Well, if you're having a conversation, even in camera, you're not supposed to go, so, hey, man, we're going to talk about this big, so I'm talking to somebody right here, be like, hey, man, I'm talking about this big match tonight. We're going to go to the movies, right? It's a little weird.
Okay. Let's continue on. Tony Nese and Neville versus Jack Gallagher and TJ Perkins.
But there was a big scoop before the match, though, Mitch.
Oh, my bad. I was sleeping during that. What? I'm not even kidding. I took
Austin
a nap.
Aries.
I took a nap. What happened?
Okay, so Austin Aries said at the after the Cesaro match that he had a big scoop.
Yes.
And the big scoop was they did a promo for Austin Aries.
Oh,
coming into the
man, I was in the shitter too, so I didn't even know what was going on.
So, So it was an Austin Aries promo that he's coming to join the Cruiserweights.
Awesome. All right, that will provide a spark.
He'll provide a spark, but that was terrible. And here's why: because I think Aries' entrance should have been a shock, not a promotion like this. I think that it was. I didn't like it. I don't think it was a really effective.
Okay. I can see why it would be a shock because he's already on the commentary team.
Yeah, I think he should come in and kick somebody's ass. Is how Austin Aries needs to enter.
Okay. Fine. Yeah, if he wasn't on the roster, I would say you need to do vignettes. But because he's already on the roster and he's on the commentary team, I say that's fine. I think shocking would have been better. But it's interesting how they're ass backwards on that. So
yeah.
When are they not ass backwards?
So in that match, Tony Nese, Neville, Jack Gallagher, and the Pokemon trainer. Nese taps, and I don't really care because this show is ass, is exactly what my notes say.
Tony Gallagher did a headbutt. Neville did a kind of a nice climb in.
Did you just say Tony Gallagher?
Or Tony Gallagher did a nice did a headbutt or something. Neville looked like a snake. The tap was interesting. I really don't know why Nese and Perkins were there.
Tonight's this segment, I'm going to have a new segment on the show. It's called What Am I Listening To During the Cruiserweights? So I told you my first offering was Back to Back by the GOAT Drake. This segment was Hopeless by Khalid which you can hear his new album, American Teen, this Friday. Okay.
Why are you promoting somebody's music on the channel, bro?
He was born in El Paso. Okay, so he's from Texas.
Okay, that's fine then.
It's fair. And I can promote stuff from either Texas or Canada because, my boy Drake the Sixth.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so we have a Stephanie, Bailey, and Sasha Banks backstage segment. Repetition. We have Stephanie come in and say that, Sasha, of course, has been stealing Bailey's spotlight. So because of that, we're going to put Sasha Banks in a match at Fast Lane against the woman that has basically absolutely destroyed her career in Nia Jax.
Whoop-de freaking do.
Can't wait for that one.
We did this at Rumble. Fuck.
Continue on.
So what's Stephanie? What are they doing with Stephanie in this? Why is she? What's the point of?
Logic dictates she's a bitch, and she has to always be a bitch for 3 hours.
So is Sasha? I guess the way that I'm seeing this is Sasha's going to turn on when she turns on Bailey. When she's turning on Bailey, she's going with Stephanie.
I don't know. I guess.
What did you just say?
He's saying Sasha's going to turn on Bailey. So
yes, correct.
He's saying, would that mean that Sasha
should be on Stephanie's side?
I think so because I want to see the boss team. The
boss team. Oh God, get it? Because it almost sounds like Boston. All right, whatever.
Please don't bring up Sasha Banks in Boston at the same time.
You're wearing
while I'm wearing a Patriots hoodie.
I know. I was like, you're wearing Patriots gear. What you mean, fam?
You know what?
That's why I'm saying Sasha Banks is race right now. All right, continue on. Samoa Joe versus Cesaro.
I love the backstory. I really do. It's one of the most.
The backstory is that they wrestled in ROH 15 years ago.
But they can't say ROH.
But we can't say ROH, and nobody else knows what's going on unless you are a person that watches the product every week consistently, maybe even does reviews, or maybe even, reads the dirt sheets. That's probably the only way you would understand what is happening. But other than that, they do have a pretty okay match.
I like this match, actually.
When I was paying attention to it, it was pretty okay. And then Joe says after the match, after he wins, of course, because it was very predictable that he would win because he needs to win this match.
True.
It does nothing for Cesaro, by the way. He then says that Joe, he came here to hurt people. Oh, by the way, Charlie Caruso looked hot as hell. All right. Charlie Caruso was the highlight of Raw, so I'll have to give Raw 1 point for Charlie Caruso. I'm actually going to tweet her after this and say that she was the highlight of Raw.
She was the only point on the show. By the way, you can watch our live match, First Blood, at Mania weekend between Mitch for Charlie Caruso. That isn't.
Kevin, the special guest referee, already disqualified you, Dylan.
What?
Yes.
How was I disqualified?
Well, you weren't here last week.
The match is
so I have to disqualify you.
It's not happening for at least another 31 days. What are you talking about?
I'm the referee.
No. They start blading like I'm Ric Flair. God damn it. All right, but that match is going to happen. Charlie Caruso, 10 out of 10. 11 out of 10.
Okay, Joe says that he came here to hurt people. That Cesaro is not Joe because, he's a super athlete, all this stuff, but he's not Joe. And he says that this serves a reminder as to, it doesn't matter what you've accomplished, who you are, what these people chant. If you're Cesaro, if you're Sami Zayn, if you're Seth Rollins, when you come against the Destroyer, you're going to be destroyed, basically. Then what happens is Sami Zayn attacks him from the side, which is almost exactly how Samoa Joe attacked him, which I don't know if that kind of made a lot of sense. For me, what Sami Zayn would have done in that situation in terms of Sami Zayn's character is he would have walked right out in front of Samoa Joe's face and fought him. I don't know if Sami Zayn would have attacked him like that. But anyways, he does attack him from the side. And then security comes out pretty quickly, actually. And then Sami Zayn hits a nice flip on top of the security. Pretty cool spot. It was short. It got us, I guess, a little bit more intrigued for the Sami Zayn Samoa Joe match, even though we all know that Samoa Joe should win that match. Not really excited for it because I'm not a huge fan of Sami Zayn, but it is what it is. Do you guys think Sami Zayn, the way that he attacked him was the correct way?
Yeah, I like it because it was also the same way that Joe beat him up a couple weeks ago. It was from the side, so I kind of like that. Oh no.
Okay.
So I like that part. This segment just gets at 11 out of 10 for wifey over here. But I mean, other than that, it was a good segment. I kind of liked it. The match itself, I like both guys, but I don't know how much I'm going to care for it come Sunday. So
I think it'll be a good match. I didn't mind the side. I knew he was coming from the side or behind or whatever because that's what Joe did before. What I found interesting was the security because there was one guy in there that seemed like he actually might become a character in the show, and it was the black guy.
The black guy?
Yeah.
I saw that guy too.
Yeah, it was like, because he almost like let Joe go give him a cheap shot. Because it almost felt like, oh, is this guy going to become a character? They're going to use security. So that was intriguing to me. Joe needs to go over. I'm going to say a couple of other things about Joe here I want to talk about here. I think they need to put the U.S. belt on Joe. I think they need to take it off Jericho and give it to Joe. I think that makes sense. And I think he has some terrible theme music. It is god awful.
You think Joe's is terrible?
Oh, it's awful. It's awful.
It's kind of bland.
It's not the worst.
It's a monstrous theme with a monster theme.
Dun dun.
Oh, okay, but
it's too much like Strowman.
Can I give a
dun
this compared to Nia Jax? Okay? It kind of makes him sound like a badass, right? You hear the big gongs like dun 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 dun. Like you're interested at how much of a badass he's going to be. Versus Nia Jax, where we get I'm not like most girls. Like it just doesn't fit at all.
I think it's too cartoony. I do. I think it's too much like Braun Strowman's. It's too cartoony. I really liked his old
before Braun Strowman. So.
I just if you're gonna have Strowman's monstrous music, you're not. Joe isn't a monster. Joe's a hitman. Joe's a destroyer. So I think this theme needs to fit more of that. I would change it.
I still think
I really like his TNA
one with hers fits less in character with than Samoa Joe's. That's my opinion.
All right, I think they're both terrible in different ways, but I just I really liked Samoa Joe's not that theme in that organization that he wasn't with. Really liked that one, and I liked that better. But I don't know. I don't like this theme music for Samoa Joe, and I think it's terrible. Doesn't fit his character.
Can we give props to the boy Mitch for tweeting out Charlie Caruso? Was the best thing of Raw.
Oh, look at that! Look at that!
100%, boys. 100%.
Okay, we gotta retweet that or something.
Oh, I already liked it, so there's one. Charlie Caruso, I know you're out there. So we're having a match. It's gonna happen.
Okay, how do I get out of the screen share? Okay, we're good.
Very good.
All right. So back to that. Yes, Charlie Caruso was the best part of Raw tonight. After the Samoa Joe Cesaro match, which Samoa Joe does win and Sami Zayn does attack him, we have the contract signing that made no sense because Roman Reigns doesn't shy away from a fight ever. Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman have a contract signing. So Foley introduces the contract signing idea and introduces the way I would. Okay, Strowman, I don't know why this is happening, but it is happening. Strowman then comes out mid-sentence. Strowman tells Foley to leave or else. Foley says that as long as he's GM, he'll stand by what he's doing and he'll stay here. And Strowman says, you are not the man you used to be. You're pathetic. You're a broken down suburban dad, which I actually thought was funny, but nobody reacted to that. Foley says that he is going to, you're going to respect me. You're going to respect me at least as a legend. And then I popped. I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, Foley's a legend. And he says, GMs go, but legends live on forever. Respect me or else. Strowman then, backs down Foley, gets up in his face. Then Reigns' music hits. He walks down. Foley gets some chants for, Foley, Foley, Foley. And then Reigns and Strowman start to brawl like immediately. Strowman meets Reigns right before the ring. And then Strowman like throws Reigns over the freaking stairs. Like he doesn't even hit the stairs. He throws him right over.
I was so confused by this part. So then they're like, oh my God, they threw Roman to Jesus. And then he just starts jumping. And I'm like, okay, well, either the selling was bad, which obviously from the announcer standpoint was very bad, or the fact that Reigns super ninja'd the freaking steps and just decided to roll over and make this incredible dive. So that was weird.
And then the rope.
Well,
okay, let me continue. I actually wrote notes for this brawl because I was intrigued. Okay, so we had Reigns and Strowman. They brawled, and then Strowman threw him, and Reigns rebounded with a Superman punch, like absolutely out of nowhere. That was absolutely like athletic as fuck. Then Strowman drives Roman right into the post. He throws him into the crowd. Reigns hits a spear through the barricade, which looked really cool on the camera angle. Then they started chanting when Roman came in the ring, and I'm not sure if it was Strowman or Roman. I'm not sure.
It was Roman.
It was Roman, really?
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Roman's face, like when he heard the chant, he was like, "Really? I got something?" Did you see that?
He's like,
"Yeah, it was funny."
Huh. And then his face after, like when Strowman got up, he's like, "Oh my God!" So Strowman gets up. He gets in the ring, and then he starts like destroying Reigns in the ring. He throws him against like the top turnbuckle, and the ring, like the whole first like top rope, just explodes and goes everywhere. And then after that, Reigns, like Strowman basically beats him up a little bit more. Reigns gets up once Strowman leaves and then signs the contract. That was a very cool ending. I actually really liked this segment. This was by far my favorite segment on the show. I really liked the brawl. It was thought out. Reigns was great in this, and Strowman was. They just are very good with the contrast because, like Roman Reigns with the great explosion and like that he has, and then Strowman, just the absolute beast he is just a great contrast when they do like these brawls. It was really good. The spear was awesome. That one Superman punch was awesome. The whole ring thing exploding the top turnbuckle was awesome as well. So I really liked it, and then the finish was great, where how Roman still signed the contract and Strowman like smiled at him. I really liked it. I thought it was great. What'd you guys think?
Sorry, I'm just getting way awoke from Monday Night nap, but this was a good segment. It was probably the best thing on the show. Reigns. I always feel weird when he comes out in the main event spot. I'm like, are they going to boo him? And tonight he didn't get booed, so impressive. Although it was for the worst crowd, so I don't know how much that works into his factor.
Impressive? You didn't get booed. You're a face. Impressive.
Yeah, impressive. They're probably 1 in 161, but fair enough. So the brawl happened. It was pretty cool. I liked some spots. A security guard got absolutely mauled in the spear.
Yes,
which I thought was hilarious. I hope it was kayfabe, but if it wasn't, it's even more hilarious. Then the signing happened and throwing them into the steel or the turnbuckle. I was like, what? Obviously, they did that on a commercial or during a commercial, like loosened it or something. But I thought that was cool. A nice spot. Wasn't expecting it. It makes Strowman look like a badass. And then Roman did a great sell job of it, by the way. Then starts getting up and starts signing the paper. I like that. Builds it up. To Kevil's question earlier on, I really hope this isn't the main event.
I don't think it's going to be. It's going to be Goldberg for sure.
It has to.
But I'm actually looking forward to this match the most.
This might steal the show.
It might, because we saw what happened. Well, you guys saw what happened with Strowman last week, and despite all the critics, Roman can have a good match. So I'm interested to see how this match plays out. I thought this was a good. You're gonna piss off a lot of people in the IWC, you know that, right? So, actually, you know what? Fuck the IWC. I'm sorry, you guys are wrestling fans. The real ones are the real ones. We call you wrestling fans. IWC is an entirely different thing. Okay,
another one.
So, this segment, we hope to have another one at Fast Lane, and it'd be good. and I'm expecting good things. So, good segment. Good segment.
Notice how that was the first claps that wasn't related to Fitty, Trent, Kevil, or Dylan tonight.
Hey.
Or Charlie Caruso.
Charlie Caruso. So, I'm excited for the match, and that was probably the best thing on the show from Monday Night Nap tonight.
Probably the best segment of a really not great show. If this was a segment from last week in comparison, I'm not going to give it as high of a grade of other ones. It was solid. It was okay. I felt like there was a couple of mess ups. I felt like there was some things that were really weird. I think it was just weird that they had a contract signing, but I think it helped Foley going forward. That storyline. Well, I don't know what they're doing there. If they're gonna have they can't have a match with Foley per se, but I'm assuming that Foley GM position is going to be on the line in some sort of match at WrestleMania. Is in my mind though is I know that the plan is Roman Undertaker, but who wins this match?
I hope Taker.
Yeah, I hope Taker's involved.
Yeah,
or at least you do the gong.
Yeah.
Dang, and then Taker's was still obviously pissed from what happened to the Rumble.
But the question is, what do you do with Strowman if Roman faces Taker?
Strowman show 2, baby. Book it.
Dylan didn't hear my idea last week.
No,
what was the idea? Oh yeah, Strowman versus
No, Strowman in the battle. If you're going to put Strowman in the battle royal, he throws everyone.
Oh yeah, he throws everyone out. And then you see
Everybody.
like a couple people like throwing themselves over the top rope.
Yeah.
Roman cruiserweights ladder match. All right, I want that now. No, I'm just kidding.
Strowman versus TJ Perkins. Hell in a Cell flaming tables match.
You could not make TJ Perkins in the match, so it's automatically not entertaining. I'm interested.
I just want to see him go through flaming tables.
I do too. Oh my god, we need to have Joey Styles in the freaking commentary. I want Strowman's show too. Like that just sounds like a big matchup. 2 big men that can actually.
The only problem with that though is Strowman already went over.
It went over show. You can't do that.
Show can do something. There's 5 weeks of build up. I mean, they can.
Unless Show goes over.
Guys, I told you the defining moment of Show's career happened tonight. He beat up the Shining Stars. So that can already gain him some potential into getting back his rematch for Strowman. So, you know what I'm saying?
All right, guys, let's get to the comment section real quick, and then we'll get to like our final discussion and ratings and stuff. So I'm just going to call you Ash. I know you're a regular on the channel, but to keep this simple, Ash and Noah. So they were going back and forth. He was first asking me if we do UFC reviews, and I told him that we do some. If it's a bigger fight, like a bigger pay-per-view, we'll try and cover it. We'll do as much as that we can. Maybe we'll start doing more. Depends. Definitely going to do the GSP one when he comes back.
Maybe against
Noah
Connor.
says, yeah, maybe. Noah says that, bros, how fucking hot was Sasha Banks looking tonight? My God, you could imagine getting a BJ from her question mark.
Jesus Christ. Sasha Banks is hot.
I like sometimes she is, sometimes she isn't to me. Sometimes yeah. Sometimes when I look at a receding hairline, no.
Yeah, if she's got the forehead game going on point, then no, absolutely not. But
I've always found Sasha to be attractive.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've never really heard anything like that from Kev before.
Ashton
says I'm not like most girls. And he says he didn't watch that pile of absolute cookie, so you tell me.
I don't know, stupid.
Naya then says, Noah says Naya is effing ugly. Let the actually attractive women have TV time like Sasha and Bailey. Bro, I don't get it about Bailey.
No, can I tell them the comparison?
Okay, tell them the comparison.
So, I was just casually strolling around Instagram because that's my one of my favorite social media sites. Dylan _Viad727. And, I saw a picture of Bailey and I was like, Reminds me of somebody. So I made a comparison.
Oh no, bro, you might piss him off.
Oh, I can't wait.
I don't get it with Bailey though. Like that's just me personally though. You can everybody
your
has
business.
everybody has different tastes. I mean, that's just me. I don't know what Kev.
Don't tell me she's a good wrestler because she looks good. Okay, just don't tell me that. But I saw an uncanny resemblance to Jay Leno. You can see there for yourself. The chin game especially is on point, but I don't think she's that attractive. Fam. Sasha, but
who Bailey?
Yes.
Yeah,
Bailey's okay.
I think she's kind of cute, but
we played this game last week not last week, 2 weeks ago off.
yeah,
the air.
if you guys want to see us do what's it called, Smash or Pass WWE edition, we'll do it.
We played this game off air, and there were not many people that did not beat Bailey. I will tell you, Nia Jax did not beat her, but
Yes,
there were not many people
Sure.
that beat her in this category. So
yeah. Samoa Joe and Cesaro suck. 2 overrated vanilla midgets. I think that's comedy.
Yo, hold up. Who said that?
Noah. And then Ash said, "You're a hilarious troll."
Hey, you have
Noah then says Roman Reigns is the future of WWE. You nerds are just too stupid to see it. And by the time you do, it's going to be late. I think he would be honestly, I think he would be the future of WWE if he was a heel.
Yes.
Continue on. Noah says, "Why am I a troll? Because I have an opinion." Okay, fag boy. He then says Braun Strowman should be Universal Champion. Would love to see him versus Goldberg. That would be interesting. But I think Goldberg's done when he faces Lesnar, I think.
Yep. I agree.
Then he says that's how wrestling's supposed to be, 2 big guys beating the shit out of each other. And then Ash says, "Laugh my ass off." And then Noah says Kevin Owens is a fucking horrible indie geek and an embarrassment to wrestling. I've said that at times, yes. Noah then says he looks like a generic guy you would see off on the street. Yeah, probably look like your neighbor. Continues on. Ash says, "What do you think about Austin Aries?" I'm not sure if he was talking about to Noah or to us, but he says Austin Aries is actually funny and is a good wrestler, unlike 95% of the you know what? I don't want to say it. In the cruiserweight division.
WC.
Austin Aries could be a modern-day Jesse Ventura. Interesting.
That's a little out there, I guess.
No, that says people like TJ Perkins and Jack Gallagher are fucking losers. Okay.
All right, there we go. Now
you're a loser. So you hate vanilla midgets, but praise Austin Aries because Aries isn't a vanilla midget. Aries actually has. This goes on forever. Aries actually has charisma, and his gimmick isn't just "I'm a good wrestler." That's true. I like Austin Aries. I think he's a good talker. I think he's a good wrestler. He is small, but I wouldn't consider him a vanilla midget.
No, I like CM Punk Light. You know, CM Punk Light does a lot of good things here. So
then it continues on. Vanilla midgets: Daniel Bryan, Chris Benoit is not a vanilla.
Yo.
TJ Perkins, Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens.
Who's the man?
Kevin Owens is not a midget.
Daniel Bryan and Chris Benoit. Get your shit out of here. Oh,
Daniel Bryan is small.
He's small, but he had a lot of charisma and can cut a promo and do
it. It wasn't the best promo.
But he got over with the crowd. That's something that a lot of people on here can't do. So
okay. And he wasn't generic, I would say. I would say Daniel Bryan wasn't generic. It literally is. He isn't the okay. Ash says it literally is. He's the greatest man alive. One of the most generic heel gimmicks in recent memory. Noah says, "Do you like Bobby Roode?" Ash says, "Yes." Noah says, "He's only over because of his theme song. He's more bland and generic than Aries. Roode is a shitty Flair Triple H knockoff."
Yo, block this man right now. You can't.
Oh, bro.
This is glorious.
Glorious is an amazing theme song, but he's over because he's charismatic. He looks like a wrestler, and he's good in the ring. Ash says you're admitting Aries is bland and generic to a degree. No. Okay, they continue on to talk about Aries.
Long discussion.
Okay, Noah says her forehead. You guys are fags. Who cares about her forehead? Those lips.
If you are going to play a game of Smash or Pass, one huge quality is my hairline receding more than hers. Okay, I don't have a great hairline, but this is a woman we're talking about. So
Bailey says he says Bailey has got a nice ass. You nerds are used to Summer Rae's and Charlotte's, who are skinny as fuck. Well, I just wouldn't choose Sasha or Bailey at the top of my list. I'm just going to be honest. I mean, I would.
First off, Charlotte's not skinny. I would like.
She's more muscular than anything.
Yeah. And second,
but I'm not a huge fan of Charlotte either. I would probably say Nikki, Lana, and Eva are my favorite. If Eva still even is in the company, I don't know.
I don't even think she's with the company anymore.
She's a Canadian, by the way.
Are you serious?
Eve?
Yep.
I didn't even know that. Holy shit.
Since when? Oh, and Charlie.
She is from Victoria.
No, she isn't.
No.
Are you Eva Marie?
Yeah.
Oh, Eva Marie. Oh, sorry. I was thinking of Eva Mendes. Sorry.
Oh, I was like, what the
Sorry.
I was so confused.
Sorry.
I know Renee is from Canada. But
Yes, she is.
okay.
I'm not a huge fan of Renee. I kind of. But
Hey, comment below if you actually want to smash.
and yet, yes, Kevin Eva Mendes. Yes.
Hey, she doesn't work with the company, but yes.
She doesn't look Canadian though.
She doesn't.
And Ash says Bailey is atrocious. Fitty Trent, do you know who Eva Marie is? He said Eva Marie is from California. Tell me, Fitty Trent, if Eva Marie is attractive.
What a legend, Fitty.
Okay, I want Fitty Trent to be the ultimate decider. Who is more attractive, Fitty Trent? Eva Marie or Bailey? And you can tell me.
Hey, so this Noah guy told me because Jay Leno has black hair and long eyelashes and plump lips. Get fucked, faggot. You gave us our view and we make more money. So thanks for the view and subscribe to the channel, buddy. I really don't give a shit. There's a lot of things going on and there's a lot of people I would smash more than Bailey.
Noah, I agree with you on that last comment, even though that is very bad. I don't want to say
I do not need to get a fucked, faggot. I am much more of a studious person.
No, change the subject. Sorry, this is stupid. So I'm serious.
This is also very.
Fitty Trent says Eva Marie is more attractive.
Thank you, Fitty Trent. Is stupid.
Should I give a clap?
No. This is dumb.
Kevin's also older than us, and we like to play these games. So I guess we'll.
Hey, man, every once in a while, when a Raw is nap time, you kind of gotta delve into the different categories.
I was very excited for that, so that it was good.
All right, this guy's blocked.
Did he
okay. All right. So. What was I gonna say?
Something. All right, cool. I appreciate that, bro.
I don't know if you want to know what he said. So, anyways, what do we want to discuss before we give our ratings?
Are you doing? Let's see here. We gotta. I guess.
And by the way, Eva Mendes is from Florida.
Wait, she is. Well, hang on here. Who am I thinking? There. Eva Mendes. Okay, hang on. Who am I thinking about? I think that's something else. That's Eva Mendes is not who I was thinking about. Although I do think about Eva Mendes, but that wasn't who I was thinking about. What was her name? I can't. What was her name?
Kevin will figure that out. I'll give my grade and reasoning for this.
Okay.
Drum roll. This show's gonna get at least a 1.25 out of 10. I'm trying to be a little bit more honest and not on the negative side because I can give negatives all day. 1 point goes to Charlie Caruso. The 0.25 goes to the rest of the show. Okay, so we had 3 segments of actual worth tonight. The opening segment with Goldberg and Kevin Owens, which was mediocre at best, I would say. The main event segment, which I thought was quite good. And even though we kind of bashed it a little bit, the segment with Triple H and Seth Rollins I still thought was good. The rest of the show, can absolutely go fuck itself. There was nothing of importance on the rest of the show. You like literally, if you watch Hulu or you have the WWE Network and get it in a month, or you DVR'd it, watch 25 minutes of the show. That's it. That's it. That's absolutely atrocious. And by the way, this is a go-home show. So if I did not have the WWE Network, this is from our famous question from Jake back in the day. If this was a go-home show and you had to buy the pay-per-view, would you buy the pay-per-view for $50 or $60? The answer is no. So
Trent says 1.25 out of 10. That's like my buyout 12 mark. Okay, Kevin, did you figure that out? Even Mendes?
I got struck out. So I found out something else. This is going to piss you off.
Oh, I can't wait.
You're going to get pissed off.
Okay,
but I'm going to tell you.
I like it. I like it.
Brock Lesnar is on the show after. Why the fuck is he not on the show?
What?
Yep. He
what did he do?
He called out to challenge anyone to a fight. F5 big show. That's it. I don't know why I know he's on Raw for the rest of up until WrestleMania. I don't understand why he's not on the actual show. It is unbelievably stupid.
That's like saying, all right, Super Bowl time, Patriots and Falcons. Tom Brady doesn't play in the Super Bowl, but then when the Patriots win the Super Bowl, they're like, oh yeah, Tom Brady, woo, starts F5ing people. That just doesn't make any sense. Why?
I guess the point is you're trying to get your home audience there. Look, this is something I do want to rant about, actually, if we're going to do a little bit of rants, because they've been doing this a lot.
Okay, go ahead, Kev. We'll each take our turn. Go ahead, Kev.
Brock Lesnar has been appearing at house shows and has been doing stuff. No mention of it. Kevin Owens actually attacked Chris Jericho in a house show event this weekend. No mention of it on the TV.
Yep.
Why are they not bringing this stuff up? They don't bring this stuff up, but they seem to want to talk about Cesaro and Samoa Joe in a land of nowhere else before. Like, it's just so weird. Like, why are you bringing Brock Lesnar? Why is Brock Lesnar not on this show tonight? This is the go-home show for Fast Lane. He is an intriguing part of the show. He's not booked on the show, but he's an intriguing part of your Fast Lane show, because I think people are wondering what the main event title picture match is going to be, Owens or Jericho or Goldberg Lesnar. Why don't you put him on the show? Why doesn't he say stuff? You have Paul Heyman, one of the best promos in the game, and you don't put him on the show.
Kev.
Does it not make any sense to you?
Kevin.
What?
Who is the biggest draw in combat sports history?
Brock Lesnar.
Why is Brock Lesnar not on your 3-hour show filled with Tony Nese, the Shining Stars,
I was like, this
Gallows and Cass, Nia Jax, a Brett Favre promo, Mick Foley's midlife crisis, Noam Dar, Akira Tozawa, Sheamus,
This is me when I watch Raw on a regular basis.
Cass, Jinder Mahal, New Day. Why is Brock Lesnar not on Raw tonight?
The Shining Stars.
I say it with a smile.
The Shining Stars had 2 segments. Brock Lesnar had -1 segment because he did it after the show. What the fuck?
It's so bizarre. It's so bizarre. You even last week, as good as the show was last week, Mitch, it was a good show. In one sense, I understand why you don't have The Rock, but it's an advantage you bring The Rock on.
Oh, it's absolutely ridiculous you don't have The Rock on your show. And yes, I'm a huge Rock fan, maybe the biggest Rock fan there is, but it's The Rock.
I see your it's just bizarre to me. And when you know your ratings are weak, that you have a guy that can bring ratings, that you're not putting him on. especially on a go-home show. That just doesn't make any sense to me.
And the excuse of, oh, Brock Lesnar isn't on Fast Lane is an absolutely ridiculous excuse. You have 3 hours with, again, the biggest draw in combat sports history, UFC, WWE combined, and you don't put him on your freaking show. 3 hours long. You have him at you have him at freaking house shows where you could do pre-recorded promos. You have him backstage where you could do more pre-recorded promos. Something backstage, something where Paul Heyman is interviewing with Brock Lesnar, something where Brock Lesnar attacks somebody. Maybe Brock Lesnar gets involved with Goldberg. God forbid that happen, because they're actually supposed to wrestle each other at WrestleMania, but God forbid that happens. I mean, what stupidity. Like, that is so dumb. Like, you have Brock freaking Lesnar in the building, and you don't utilize him. I understand The Rock to a certain degree because he's not on your roster. He's not currently wrestling. But Brock Lesnar, there's absolutely no excuse. If it's because he's not signed to perform that day, why is he at the arena?
You're wasting. You have very little dates with him too, and you're wasting a lot of dates. That's the other thing. It's such a poor use of him.
I give up.
That really tells me, it's telling to me that it's leading me to believe again that Owens is coming away with the belt.
I give up.
This show, in terms of ratings, there was not this. A lot of what Dylan said is right. You know what? I normally don't do this. I try to be a little bit more positive, but I'm going to give this 1 out of 10. And that's basically for the 1.5. I'll give it 1.5 for the old Goldberg Owens and the Braun Roman was okay. But this, especially when you find out Brock is on the show after, just loses its luster for me. And it angers me. You're asking me to spend 3 hours of my time to watch your show, and you don't put your main star on it. That's like a Riverdale without Archie.
You love Riverdale.
Why you can
Well,
listen?
it's because I promoted the podcast, but it's a selfish promo. It's like the Penguins say having a lineup and saying, "No, I'm sorry, we're gonna have Sidney Crosby just go on after the hockey game."
Yeah, we're gonna have Sidney Crosby do a shootout with Matt Murray after.
Yeah,
So whatever.
yeah.
So for me, my rating. I know Ash says, could you guys talk about your favorite rivalries? Do we want to do that, or do we want to do that in a separate video?
We could later. Separate.
Okay.
We can talk about that in the We the People over the Roundtable podcast, which we'll talk about in a minute.
Okay. So our favorite, or not our favorite, friggin', what did I grade this Raw? I'm so friggin' flustered because of Brock Lesnar. I will give Raw for February the 27th, 2017 a 1.2. Because
just lower than me.
I will give a whole 1 point for Charlie Caruso.
Yes.
I will then give a 0.2 of a point for Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman. And that is all.
Oh.
The rest of the show can go fuck itself.
Not even a 0.01 for Goldberg and Kevin Owens. Holy. All right.
It was just It wasn't worth a point.
Wasn't even worth 1/100th of a point.
No.
Monday night nap time. Can we plug?
Yes. Plug away.
Plug City. So, NXT, it's up in the air. It's up in the clouds. It's in the atmosphere. Don't know where it's going to be. Stay tuned. Other videos are coming soon. I'm trying to make some top 10 lists. I'm trying to make some wrestling material, of course, because we're in Mania mode. We're close to Mania mode. And we're 1 day away from March. So stay tuned for some We the People podcast with the two gentlemen sitting right next, well, not sitting right next to me, on the same chat as me, Kevin and Mitch, to be included in both of those We the People podcasts. Roundtable podcast will happen Friday, March 31st, which will be after Hall of Fame. You can check me, Mitch, Mike, and Brett. We'll be on there. We'll be talking about a lot of things. Favorite rivalries? Perhaps. We're going to talk about our favorite WrestleMania moments when we got to You know what? Just stay tuned for the Drunken Podcast. It'll be great, okay? I didn't say that one word. Everything will be great about it, okay? It'll just be a lot of fun. We're going to talk about Mania, because even though we split apart this show right now, in those 4 days, it'll all just go away for 96 hours, and I'll be happy as a fan. So stay tuned for that. I've got a lot of content trying to come out here soon. I got a couple more days off this week, so I'm trying to put out the best content possible for the Bottom Line View because, we're so close to 2,000 subscribers. If you haven't already, subscribe to the Bottom Line View.
All right, that is Dylan's plugs. Kevo, what is your plug?
Plug. Tomorrow will be episode 3 of the Riverdale podcast. We review episode 5. And it is interesting because I think bunch of new theories came out and a lot of interesting questions came out and teased the introduction to Paulie, which we have not met yet. So look out for that. So that's what that'll be up tomorrow. It's supposed to be out today, but we've got a bunch of stuff. Yeah.
Trent says that you nail the outro every time, Dylan. Then again, my plugs will be, let me think of plugs. My plugs are going to be, I currently have this right here. Let me see if I can find the title. Do I have it? Where is it?
Good.
I have so many pieces of paper. It's ridiculous. Okay, so I don't know if you can see that. Can you see it?
Yes.
Does
I got to do top tier wide receivers don't equal Super Bowls. Patriots, Edelman.
Oh, he's got to be talking about Antonio Brown.
I'm going to be talking about Antonio Brown. I'm going to be talking about how you don't need a top-tier Hall of Fame, all-pro talent wide receiver to win a Super Bowl. I'm also going to be, by request, discussing Tom Brady versus Peyton Manning because of the success that Tom Brady versus Joe Montana had on that video. Some people were discussing that, Tom Brady versus Peyton Manning. I'll be discussing that. Also, I'll be discussing by request Jim Brown versus Walter Payton versus Barry Sanders.
Ooh.
I'll be discussing that. Also, I'll try and do some wrestling videos, probably one this week, like in terms of just a rant or something about something in wrestling because I feel like it's been a while. I haven't done a rant in a while. I haven't talked about something that's wrestling related for a while. So I'll try and put something out there. NBA recaps, NHL recaps with Fitty Trent. Hopefully with Dylan this week. We'll see what happens.
Maybe some Kevo.
Kevo might sneak in there once in a while.
Kevo is available for the trade deadline.
Trade deadline, good plug there. Trade deadline will be, of course, on Wednesday, and we will be doing, as far as myself and Trent have been discussing this, I'm not sure about Kev, but we're going to try and do a live video and then a post video. So a live video while the trade deadline is happening, just ranting about hockey stuff and talking about the trades that are happening currently. And then after the fact, we'll recap all the big trades that happened and discuss it in detail. So we'll have a bunch of NHL stuff, NBA stuff, WWE stuff, NFL. I mean, it's constant on the Bottom Line View. If you guys are not already subscribed, make sure you do. We are ramping up our videos, as you guys can see, in different places as well. Maybe even eventually some baseball and March Madness. So we'll get there, but the Bottom Line View is constantly developing and getting bigger. And UFC, Ash.
Woo!
Coming.
So
all right, thanks guys for watching. It's Mitch of the Bottom Line View with Dilly Vanilli, with the real Kevo. We will be back next week and tomorrow for SmackDown. Peace out.